some moment in time we had this question nagging in our mind: how to get better organized at work. Almost every year's resolution was revolving to some flavor of this question. Work can mean two things: either you work for a company that is paying you a form of compensation, and or you work for your own side hustle and you are a side entrepreneur or a full-time entrepreneur. Whether you work from home or at an outside working place, you spend a lot of your day working. As a result, productivity and living in a productive life, focusing on the work environment, is an absolute must. For those of you who this presents a real change and perceived point of failure, I'm here to tell you that this is not your fault. Quite often you haven't been taught or shown what it takes to get organized at work. Sure, you might have the odd time management course, but one thing that I found the hard way is that nobody can manage time. Maybe just Doctor Strange in the movies, but we are not Doctor Strange, are we? I'm not an expert at this point, and far away from me to preach what you should do. But there are some of my findings combined with some other more expert advice that I learned from some books and other media. I'm going to cover 4 key areas that you are going to need to focus and organize. The first thing is how to organize your mind, which is the topic of this video. The second thing that we'll talk about is how to organize your time, and you will have the link somewhere here for the next video. The third area of focus will be the physical workspace, and the fourth thing to organize is your work, or more specifically your projects. If you need the outline of this video, I prepared a PDF for you. Just go down to the video description link and we'll send it to your email. I also like to take this occasion to ask you to like this video if it helps you, and subscribe and press the notification button to our Side Entrepreneur YouTube channel to support us so we support you. So let's talk about the first aspect of how to organize yourself at work. But before that, I would like you to ask to be present and focused to listen to this video, as that will great help you. This step of organizing your mind starts with some introspection, starting with yourself, making sure you obtain clarity and focus. There are more ways to that, and I will start talking about the symptom where, although you are clear on what you have to do today, you just feel off and you are having a hard time focusing. It could be that you are just really anxious, or you are just stressed out, or you just feel off. I have been many times in this position when, although physically I'm present, internally I'm somewhere else, impacting my awareness, not being present mentally. And maybe that can happen even today. Even when I was scripting this video, I think it took me at least 10 restarts till finally I sorted it out and finalized my thoughts. There are a lot of external things that are more or less important or urgent in our life that compete for our focus. It's family, it's Netflix, it's COVID, it's war, preparation of war, friends that are doing great or friends that are struggling. There are a myriad of speckles of energy and focus diversion. Not until I clear my head and pause for a moment and breathe it in and out a few times, calming the world inside me, I start to focus on my one thing: getting at what somebody was saying in the squirrel mind or the 3-inch world, getting my ducks in the row and start being in the flow with the first sentence, then the second, and so on till I completed my long procrastinated task or goal, in this case the script. To organize your mind comes down to 3 specific things. First is making sure that you are getting enough sleep, yes, or rest enough. One of the reasons for my task completion was that I had a good 8-9 hours sleep today when I started the other days that I tried to complete this task. I realized that I slept less than 6 hours previous night, hence the failure to complete the task. This was one of the reasons that my mind was too tired to be clear. Think of it like this: imagine your mind is being like a finite RAM memory in your computer that can take limited information and process. The more browser tabs you have open and big application, the slower your mind will be. If your tabs are the Facebooks, the TikToks, the YouTubes, and what you call relaxing time, you cannot work on your big apps, the video editor, the design program, your coding, your creation. Your mental sharpness will be impacted due to the sluggishness of your unrested mind and body. Compare the sleep with shutting down all the processes and liberating your RAM memory. You will be a better version of yourself. The positive impact is felt early as the next day or the next morning. Track your sleep backwards if you can, and you might realize whenever you achieved any of your goals with clear clarity and purpose was when your mind was rested. Once you realize that, track your sleep forward as well. Another subset of sleeping well is also to go to sleep and wake up the same hours, both weekdays and weekends. Okay, now let's talk about the second element of organizing your mind, and that is to stop multitasking. And for all of those who are watching or listening and think that you are a great multitasker, here is the big news. That is incorrect and it's not true, unless you consider multitasking like eating chips while watching TV. I will paraphrase a research study that I read in the book One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. The research team poured 5 years of their life into researching the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results. And they found one of the greatest lies of productivity is the lie of multitasking, and the multitasking is effective. In fact, when you multitask, you end up wasting 28% of your day. 28. If you are a multitasker, you are currently wasting 28% of your day. Now think about all the times that you go throughout the day. Think about, do you bounce between activities when you are checking email? Are you distracted by email notification? Then you make a phone call, then you go back and check in the email. When you do those things, there is a cost associated with it. That cost is called switch cost. Here is an example. Imagine that you are writing a report, or you are working on your thing, your creation, and you get about 2 paragraphs in, and then the phone rings. And for a split second, you stop writing that report and you glance to your phone. In that moment, a few things happen. Number one, your brain has to reorient itself to new rules, the rules of the phone call. Who is it? Do I want to answer it? If I answer it, what are we going to talk about? Is now the right time? This all happens in just a split of a second. You answer that phone call. You let him, her know that you are in the middle of something and you can't talk right now, and you hang back up. Then for a split second you say, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was writing my report, my creation. You go back over to your report, and now you have to reorient yourself to the rules of the report. What's the first thing you do? Do you pick right back up where you were and start typing, or you do go back to the top and read what you already wrote and remember where you needed to pick up? That gap right there between those split seconds of reorienting to the rules and then getting back into action ends up costing 28% of your day. Look, we all do it, so don't beat yourself up. You are like everyone else. The goal of this video is to bring value by making you simply aware of it. So as you work throughout the day, today begin to notice those moments when you are multitasking or fakely multitasking, meaning you are not 100% focused on the thing that you are in the moment when you are. And how do you feel? Maybe for years you went throughout life being a multitasker and just wondering why anxiety was always high, wondering why you were irritable, wondering why you felt stressed at times. How does it feel when somebody is having a discussion with you and in the same time is checking his or her phone, and you see on the other side that he's looking or she's looking at Facebook or WhatsApp? Are you important? Are you more important than his, her phone? Now, did you or I were guilty of doing that? I do not know. But one thing I know, when I was doing that, I was not present at that discussion. And the brain was overloaded with probably things that were not that important. It is actually better to just apologize and come back to the person when you are 100% focused and present. If it's one idea to remember from organizing your mind, besides getting the right amount of sleep, is this: if you multitask, you are not present or focused 100% on the task at hand. To understand the power of focus, think of this. How many times have you decided for a split second to check your email because you were bored? You had a moment of free time. You check your email, you swipe down on your phone, and you open an email. You look at it and say, no, not going to read it that right now, and you mark it as unread. But as you continue to move throughout your day, you're still thinking about that email that you did not take action on. It occupied your mind share. It's occupying your mind share. It steals your focus, which inherently steals your productivity. The third thing in organizing your mind is to take breaks. Have you ever been in a situation when you are really getting to the zone? You're just in the flow state where time just seems to fly by and you get so much done, but all of a sudden you look up. You feel a little bit drained and you try to get back into it. But no matter how hard you try, you just can't get there. In those moments, I have learned to take a break. Get up, take a walk, fill up your water, go to the bathroom, take a walk outside, make a phone call, do something fun, stretch, take a break, change your environment for a moment. Maintaining that flow state throughout the day is very difficult. But when I'm trying to bang that square peg into that round hole, trying to get back into the state of flow, it doesn't work as what you resist persists. So in those moments, I have just given myself permission to get up, move around, stretch, yawn, just do something, shake my body out, shake your body out, take a walk outside, get a breath of fresh air, meditate. So many things you can do. That way, when you do sit down, your body goes, oh yeah, thanks. It's showtime, baby, let's do this. All right, so that is making sure to organize your mind. Once you have that, now you were able to show up at work as your best version of you. Till this point, we all talked about yourself. My question is, if this video were to end right now, would you be able to take action? Have I uncovered something that you are not doing? Have I ignited your curiosity? Have I incited your call to action? Where the you becomes the I am taking action. Because the only one that can control yourself is you. When the you becomes a very personal I, because you can control yourself. I cannot get to tell you how to sleep. Nobody else gets to tell you what you focus on, and nobody else gets to tell you how long you should work for your life to be consistent. You get to choose those things. So maybe that's one way that you can get into the action and get value from this video. So all the above was just how to organize your mind. The second area you want to get organized is organizing your time, which is the subject of the next video here. Please watch it. Until then, I will thank you for taking time to watch this video, and stay strong and be well.